Hello everyone, welcome to Technology Simplicity YouTube channel Go Digital Live Series. My name is Chong. Thank you once again for joining me. Really thank you so much for being to me all the journey so far. Today's topics on episode 31 of Technology Simplicity Go Digital Live Series is about CTO as a service. Some of you might be wondering, like, okay, is the position can be subscribed like a service, like software? How does it work, and so on? Today is in a short 30 minutes. I'm going to explain to you what you're expecting from CTO as well as what do you actually need from CTO as a service. However, due to this topic, I'm actually received so-called threats that I shouldn't discuss so much and being so transparent in this industry. This is something actually I personally wanted to clear it up because for me, the reason many of you might be facing some issues throughout, dealing with tech vendors or as well as try to digitize your business is simply because the transparency is not there, especially when it comes to cost. So my job here, as well as the reason I set up Technology Simplicity, not just to sharing with you the latest tech trends and informations, as well as the insights of it. Also, I'm going to share with you in terms of how to utilize some of the good tools out there to make a job done, to simplify your work. This is why we call it technology simplicity. So I'm going to stay with this principle by being super transparent and be open, discuss in terms of all aspects when it comes to tech. So let's dig deeper for today's topics, CTO as a service. Let's go. So once again, I really thank you, every one of you out there. You know who you are. Those who subscribe, comment, help me to share out to your friends, wherever they need it, as well as really go and subscribe. And every single little movement, you're actually helping me that you might didn't know. And thank you so much for this journey. I set up this YouTube channel since last year, I think around July. So it close to 1 year, and I'm really grateful because this is the small achievement I get. Oops, let me come back here. With this little achievement, I'm really grateful, and I want to thank every one of you out there, especially those who commented and show me that you are here with me. Like Michelle, Sharon, yeah, there are many more. Okay, so thank you so much. I'm going to review. Yes, thank you. So far, this YouTube channel has reached about 300K impressions in terms of Google search as well as YouTube search that actually found my videos. And again, I understand this is not easy because I know my videos is not for entertainment and it's kind of boring. I know you try to follow me for 10 minutes and we're like, it's a bit sleepy. I get you, but it's okay. I'm going to share with you knowledge that I personally found and summarized in such a simplified way that you carry it home easier. Okay, let's get to today's topics. Before I give away, before I continue, yes, I promise you guys, right, a few episodes before, that every single episode I'm going to give away, and today, in conjunction with the CTO as a service, this topic, I'm going to give away business digitalization consultations, which is 1 hour and worth about, I think in ringgit Malaysia is about 400 plus, which is actually USD 100 ringgit. $100. Okay, it's a 60 minutes private and exclusive one-on-one business digitalization consultation with me. Okay, stay tuned here and I'm gonna review it. Okay, let's get to today's topics about CTO as a service and of course how it works. Some of you might wondering, really can subscribe one? Okay, how do you subscribe and then which company I can look for and how it works? Okay, and what are the benefits? I can simply hire a developer, right? Okay, why I need a CTO? Okay, so let me share with you. Let's go back to the fundamental, but before that, allow me to put on my disclaimer that all the information I'm going to share so far in this GoDigital Live series is actually for educational purpose and is not intended to replace any independent professional judgment. Okay, and so on and so on. Okay, I'm not going to endorse anything, and whichever copyrights, logos, trademarks that I show here is belongs to the respective organization and parties. Okay, this is disclaimer, and let's go. So at first, allow me to explain a little bit. I know this is a bit dull. Okay, I know, I understand. Okay, what is CTO, right? Okay, and CTO is actually stand for executive who is responsible for the management. Blah 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 blah. Take it this way: when it comes to your business technological needs, CTO is the guy that you look for. Okay, when it comes to a tech R&D, CTO is the guy that you call for. Okay, and for information, as per 2021, okay, 2021 I think is the middle of our pandemic, right? Okay, the average base of salary of CTO is actually about 163K per year in USD. This is average base salary, and based on I'm going to share you, I'm going to update the slide, and then I'm going to share with you how I found this information. Then number 3 is, when it comes to CTO, some of you might thought, okay, only tech this guy will be doing, right? But actually no. CTO also playing several roles like strategic planner, okay, your customer relationship liaison, because most of the time you are connecting with a client, not no longer just physical by your representative or your salesperson, business development persons, but most of it will go through online channels, right? Then as well as you are overseer your whole infrastructure. When you talk about infrastructure, put it this way: if your business is simple, okay, it's talking about if your business is simple, we talk about just social media accounts like Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, then probably you have a simple website with an inquiry form, right? But the whole thing you need to be monitored and have connections between integrations as well. For example, you want to connect back to your email database and so on. So the whole thing, okay, take it as infrastructure. And lastly, okay, this is a bit strong, and because usually when people thought about CTO, it's often someone who involved in the industry, in terms of IT industry, have experienced at least 15 years, okay? And with several graduation certificate like, computer science or level 1, or perhaps business administrations. So this is the one of the requirement for a CTO. So you can imagine to a CTO should be someone who is at least 40 years old, close to 40 years old and so on. But however, things change and will change. And nowadays you see a very young CTO being born and take over roles, okay, even in Fortune 500 companies. Okay, the estimated or the average age the CTO roles is no longer 50 plus years old last time. Now it's about 40. About 40. Some even actually close to 35, 30 plus. Okay, it's already happened. The reason this have been evolved is not about we not trying to hire someone who has much more experience, but we want someone who are more hunger and actually more so-called up to date to the industry, because tech evolved too fast. Okay, so remember there are 4 things here. Number 1, technological needs, which is CTO. Number 2, CTO is not cheap. Okay, 163K of USD per year is quite good, right? And then number 3, CTO is not just playing a certain roles like what you expect in terms of technical support. That is technical support, okay? It's not a CTO. And lastly, someone must be very experienced in IT, in not just in IT, but probably come from business administrations. Okay, so that is CTO. Okay, allow me to give you a bigger picture, okay, a simple glance like strategy planning, resource budget planning, innovation adoption, IT infrastructure, leadership, as well as customer engagement. Okay, put it this way, 6 simple aspects that you can expecting from the CTO. Okay, so that is CTO. And next one will be, do you need a CTO for your business? I know. Okay, you might wondering, do I really need a CTO? Okay, I will give you these reactions. Yeah, really? You want to ask such a question? Really? It's like you trying to ask another person's like why you need a Facebook account. Okay, it's like really? Okay, or you try to ask someone not from China. Okay, do you need an email account? It's like really? Okay, for me the answer is very simple. Nowadays, all the companies or businesses are based on IT driven, tech driven oriented. Okay, so it's no longer is optional. I would call it you must have a CTO. If you don't have someone as a CTO, you yourself have to play the rules. Okay, regardless you trying to upgrade your own skills, try to learn by yourself and so on, just make it done. Okay, if you don't have anyone else, of course, put it this way, if someone in your organization can play the parts as in number one, in digital business leader, as a digital business leader, okay? If you're talking about you selling physically, like a retail, you don't need a CTO. But once you move to the digital space, okay, you need that, okay? Someone need to lead the digital business aspect. Then the other part will be business enabler, okay? Because when you shift your business and operations to a digital space, you need that to be moving forward rather than just providing a solution and support your physical aspects, right? Then number three must be someone innovator in terms of IT aspect. Yes, you cannot stay there. Just sending email. And lastly, this is quite interesting because many of you say that I will get another COO in terms of just a CTO. Actually, in terms of IT side, your CTO will be the COO of IT aspects. The reason is very simple. I give you one example. You have inventory of all your digital assets. For example, your accounts, your social media accounts access, your domain name, your server, your email access, and so on, right? There are many assets there. So your CTO can be playing the roles of COO at the same time. Okay, that is not longer a myth and is actually quite important, this part. Okay, this is based on Gartner on 2019. Okay, so allow me to explain a little bit. Like, what does it mean CTO as in digital business leader? Okay, put it this way: when you try to go online, when we say about go online, when you try to put your stuff online, you need someone to take the lead. Okay, when we say take the lead means you actually empower your authority and influence, do your CTO. So rather than you actually um you know try to stop your CTO to playing the influence part in your organization, you should let him or her lead it in a digital space. Okay, definitely your CTO knows better than you in terms of how does it works in the digital space. But of course, you can always give your advice or make a final decision. But please make sure your CTO must be someone digital business leader. Okay, and I emphasize one more time, it doesn't mean that will be the final decision maker, but at least the CTO will be the digital business. Okay, on ground root, you talk about physical operation and stuff. Yes, you leave it to your COO, you leave it to your perhaps the CFO to decide budgeting and so on. But yeah, the leader. That's number one rules. So please don't actually take away the influence and power as well as the potential of a CTO. That's number one. That is very important. Okay, change a little bit your expectations towards your CTO. Okay, rather than take it as a manager roles, but you actually take it as a partners level in the organizations. So besides that, number two, as per the Gartner's mentioned just now, a business when it comes to your business organization, your CTO must be business enabler. Okay, when it comes to business enabler, we're not just talking about converting sales in the digital space. Of course, every company is talking about profitability, and we talk about converting the leads, prospects into monetization funds. But however, there are many aspects that you can measure the success or achievement of your business, but make sure you really give the power and authority, and again, I mentioned this part, the power and authority as well as the trust to your CTO, and let him, him or her, your CTO become the business enabler, become the new face of it. Is fine, okay? And number three, and let me explain one more time, your CTO should be an IT innovator, because you can't stop there. Okay, stop using Windows XP in your in your company. Okay, you need to move on. You need to follow the latest trends in terms of tech. Okay, for sure, your CTO will actually explain to you why it's important for you to following the latest trends. Okay, not just because you need to follow the trends in terms of spending some money and so on, but it's actually more like security concern. There are so many concern factors that actually giving you a challenge when it comes to following the trends. Or perhaps if you're someone so unique, especially you're creating a new trends, but in order to do that, you must be an innovator. So in the IT aspect, you need to be IT innovator. So don't stop your CTO from from actually inventing or giving you a new idea on that part. Okay, innovator is very crucial, because every day things change in the digital space. Put it this way, if you look at your mobile phone, your Android, your iOS, you realize your apps been updated like almost every day. But you realize because of these updates every day, which means the team that behind the apps is actually working almost every day. Actually, it's like 24/7 to make it to make this the next version of it. That's why you get an update. So that's why you need someone to be innovative enough to continue supply you new ideas and surprise the new. And lastly, in terms of Gartner, okay, your CTO will be someone who is CEO of tech or digital. Put it this way, there are many of you understand or heard about, not just understand, you heard about Kanban board, you even experience or try it. For sure, you realize the importance and the power of Kanban board. Okay, this picture is actually showing to do in progress and perhaps done. Okay, the simplest way to have a Kanban board is like that. And in today's world, okay, we want to catch up with the fast pace, right? We really need a very fast speed kind of development. So that's why when it comes to development and influencing the whole pipeline in terms of business delivery, customer satisfaction, also involving about financial budgeting and so on, that's why your CTO will be playing another role in terms of COO as well. You realize on that? Because most of your production or your work is actually done in the digital space. Okay, like I mentioned just now, unless you talk about those physical and on-ground works, then you leave it to the COO to handle. Tools that actually happening in the digital space, you need your CTO to play parts, unless your COO is someone actually come from tech experience. Then you can leave it to it. Actually, put it this way, a CTO really don't want to handle so much of operations, the pipeline, but it's just he or she need to play these rules as well. Okay, this is just my 2 cents, and according to Gartner. Okay, let me show you this surprise statistics. Okay, this one actually captured from pay. I forgot. Okay, I will update the slide. The average salary for a CTO in Malaysia is actually 187K per year. So it's approximately to 12K per month, something like that. And you will realize actually that is just base salary, and there will be a bonus, and there will be a profit sharing, okay, and up to the total pay. However, this is just a raw figure and give you a simple idea, so-called what's the value and what's the market price in terms of you are hiring a CTO. So put it this way, if you don't have 10K plus to hire just one CTO, forget about it. Don't forget, CTO is someone is a leader, right? Imagine you just hire a CTO and then under a CTO, the whole technology department, there's nobody else. Come on, don't hire the CTO also. It wouldn't work. It's like you hire a captain to a ship and then there's no crew and no sailor on the ships. It's actually useless. Okay, it's a mismatch, and also it doesn't work that way. Okay, however, this is benchmark in terms of salary, and when it comes to this benchmark, we also need to know like what are the skill set you're expecting. When you pay so much, right? Okay, just for information, most of the time you're actually getting a CTO because you wanted the skill sets is called leadership. Assuming your IT department have a 30 to 50 manpower strong, okay, you need a strong communications. Choose to actually try to deal with freelancer, or perhaps choose good programmer, but very conservative time, too quiet. Okay, they always stay behind the scenes and do the coding. Their way of looking at the world is actually through the digital space. They read text more than the visuals. They communicate actually is much more what we call text based and so on, right? You need someone who can speak the business sense and at the same time talk to those nerds. Okay, allow me to use the word nerds. Okay, nerds doesn't mean it's a negative thing. It's just they are very conservative. They are kind of like so-called a little bit of social awkward. They just don't like to mingle around and then they'll stay behind the scene. Okay, that's why you need a special leadership here. When we call leadership here, doesn't mean it's someone who can play CEO, can go to as a CTO, because there's a bridge gap between developers, tools in IT developers, between pieces of management persons. The pieces of management person is really hard to talk to, the developers one. Okay, if you not believe what I'm saying, okay, go and try and make a friend who is actually come from a developer background. When we say good developer, not someone who actually can sales or entrepreneur who actually start their own agency. That is another level already. Okay, go back to the developer ground, then you will know what I'm talking about. Okay, if you agree, put some comments. Anyway, I saw the comments from New Wave. Yeah, makes sense. A captain without a ship. Thank you for the acknowledgement. And Wai Hong, hi. Welcome to joining today's topic. Okay. At the same time, the CTO, one of the popular, I think two more. There are few popular skill set needed is IT management, software architecture, project management, as well as product development. Okay. This is actually the skills that you're looking for from a CTO. Okay, let me share with you this problem. Put it this way, I've been talking about what does a CTO that you can expect from, the skill set and so on. So what does the difference when it comes to CTO and the CTO as a service? Of course, there are 7 points here, but I want to highlight one thing only here is lower cost. Okay, remember just now I mentioned about the base salary is about 12K to 50K per month in Ringgit Malaysia, and perhaps in overseas in another currency like USD and so on. So when it comes to it's not software. CTO as a service, we're talking about 90% cheaper than when you're hiring a permanent CTO. So from there, you can actually have a business performance grow to a digital space. Then you can deliver value through experience in a digital space. Yes, everything digital space. Then you can actually create your own development plan, which is customized to your own timeline and budget. And you can actually get a CTO as, as a service, right? You can actually hire a CTO to help you to pitch a project from the technical perspective. Sometimes people actually just more convinced when you actually say the whole project is tech-based and someone who is really in tech with a great experience and showing them. He's the one to take a lead, right? Okay, as well as you can provide a reduced operational risk in terms of digital space again, and as well as oversee the whole industry market trends in digital space. So there are 7 simple benefits that you can think of when it comes to CTO as a service. Then let me share with you one more thing is the benefit of CTO as a service. Again, let me emphasize this, is low cost comparing to permanent. When I say low cost, doesn't mean it must be a super low or cheap, okay? And no need to hire means you don't need to go for a permanent one, which you might actually spend 6 to 12 months to hire a good candidate of a CTO, okay? It's taking a long time. Okay. Number three is you have a bigger pool worldwide because you can access to quite a numbers of CTO as a service in the whole world. And number four is very independency because the CTO as a service, he or she himself, they actually come from a team that actually have a lot of resources behind you. And number five, it increases agility because you can subscribe to them and perhaps next week you can kickstart rather than you hire a CTO, which takes, again, I mentioned just now, 6 to 12 months. Believe me, if you can get a CTO within 2 months and then he or she will start to work, that CTO, it might be not that stable. Think about it. A good CTO must be assigned with a contract, a permanent job, at least 3 months leave. And while you're actually interviewing and so on, it takes about 1 to 2 months. So basically, it's about 6 months for a good qualified CTO to come aboard your organization. Okay, it makes sense, huh? Yeah, next come to here is the coverage of CTO as a service could be all this. Okay, allow me to highlight this part is discovery phase. Okay, when CTO come on board your organization, you need to be open and let the CTO to discover all your strength, weakness. Okay, go back to the simple methodology called SWOT, SWOT, strength, weakness, threats, and opportunity. Let the CTO, even though it's as a service, that particular person or representative will actually assess your company or your organization needs. That's why you really need to work closely and collaborate in this discovery phase. Okay, once you've done all this, all the coverage, allow me to mention to you again the criteria of CTO as a service. We no longer talk about 15 years, we talk about 5 to 7 years. That's it. Tech expertise, okay, and business oriented mind, okay, because you're going to talk a lot of business sense to the CTO. And communicative means someone who can really understand you and talk back to you and updates you and have a critical analysis skills because they will actually try to find something that's hidden in your organization. And lastly, you are actually looking for someone who have big picture thinker rather than actually just solving whatever you're trying to solve only. That CTO must be someone who can look further. Okay, that's actually how it deliver you the IT or tech or digital blueprint for you. So in short, the whole package of CTO as a service could be this way. Okay, starting from the consultations, okay, and actually find a lot of needs from your side. Then pre-schedule meetings, of course, in just internal team as well as external, your collaborators, your partners, your vendors, and so on. Then it will come a digitalization's blueprint. Okay, this is very, very important. It's actually costs a lot if one person is, they're trying to come out this for you. And when you have a good budget and if you are on track, perhaps you want to have a tech team formation. So sooner and sooner, you might want to hire a permanent CTO, but beforehand, you need to have your tech team ready. Okay. Then you also, at the same time, your CTO as a service, the package will including, they will actually source for you the solutions, recommend the vendors that actually, in Cantonese, there are 3 words like Peng Lan Zhang, means affordable price, means super nice, and it's always Zhang is like, yeah, just good enough. Okay. So number 6, this is quite important. In returns, you need to have a trust and be collaborative when it comes to the CTO as a service who is working with you. And please be expecting quite zero execution from the CTO as a service because CTO is not someone who actually execute the task. Okay, they actually provide you the consultation, then deliver you a blueprint and so on. Okay, and we talk about minimum 3 months in terms of CTO service. There's no such thing that you subscribe to the CTO service just for 1 month. 1 month, nothing can be done. Believe me, nothing. You won't see the effect and the impact is not there. And in the end, you might actually like complaining, what kind of CTO service I'm getting? Because just 1 month, come on. If you try to join a company, your orientation will also take 2 weeks already. Right? How can a CTO, even though as a service, come in and give you a great consultation just within a month? Okay, and please bear in mind, we're talking about starting from USD 1,500 per month, okay, or perhaps in Ringgit Malaysia, it depends on your country currency. Okay, so just now I mentioned the base salary for a CTO is about 12,000 to 15,000. So this is actually about 90% lesser. Okay, so this is what you need to expect from CTO as a service package. And if you want to know more, my company Jagole have been produce this complete guide to the CTO as a service. The link to download can be available on the video description, which will be available after this live ended, within 24 to 48 hours. So since we've done that, okay, let me give you one simple quote. Today, you need a technology-led business strategy, not a business strategy that's supported by technology. For me, this is very important. Else you may fail easily. Okay, now it's time to, since we wrap up, and then I know some of you have been waiting in terms of you want to give away, right? Business digitalization consultation free, yeah, which is worth 100 USD. So let me put you a question. The way to answer is very simple. There's a question, and you're going to answer on the live chat. So the first one who gives the exact correct answer will be the winner. So let's see who will be the one. And before that, allow me to announce that the upcoming is every Wednesday at 15 p.m. will be GoDigital Live Series. Okay, please join me. And since few episodes before, I already introduced that next topic will be decided by you. Okay, so please go to the link, and the word result for next week will be automate your social media. Yeah, 78%. So what think about that? Yeah, please come in. So next week, I will talk about the power of automation in terms of at the social media and how to automate the response in Facebook, IG, comments, and so on. So let's go back to the giveaway. Just now I mentioned, are you ready for the questions? Yes. Okay, I'm sure you're ready, and let's go. The question is CTO and CTO as a service different? Tips, right? Okay, the answer is so simple. It's either yes or no. Okay. And again, I mentioned is the first correct answer in the live chat will be the winner. So let's see who is the lucky winner tonight to win away a business digitalizations consultation, which is worth USD 100. Okay, wow. Okay, I thought I need to wait for half a minute or 1 minute, but new wave synchronizer, yes. You answer correctly. The answer is simply yes. Okay, already. Yeah, here. Congratulations, new wave synchronizer. Oh, Wai Hong, I'm so sorry that even though you answered correctly, but as I mentioned just now, it's only one slot, and new wave synchronizer have been take away this slot. Okay, apology for that, but thank you so much for you guys' participations. How are you enjoying so far? Okay, and allow me to share with you every week there's a Tech Direct Talk, and every Friday 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Okay, please stay tuned in my social media and announcement. I have a few ones. Stay with me. My first book will launch for 16 November 2019 at Majestic Kuala Lumpur, and the next book will be launched real soon. Okay, it's talking about maximizing your automations. And the second book will be released on 1st of July. Yep. Okay. Please come to it. And I'm always updated what kind of lifetime subscription that you can get. Okay. Look at the link of my video description, which will be available 24 to 48 hours. And lastly, allow me to encourage everyone out there, subscribe your digital transformation or digitalization story to the Tech Media and stand a chance to be featured in Hall of Fame. Okay, I really hope everyone enjoying so far. Tech Media will be issues their Hall of Fame magazine, and yeah, issue 1 will be distributed real soon, which will be available at all the ebook store that you can find, including Google Play Store and Amazon Kindle. Okay, take a look at that. So okay, so that's all for today. Once again, congratulations on new wave synchronizer, and thank you so much everyone out there for joining me tonight. I know there's a little bit slight delay, and I'm really thankful for everyone who coming in and joining today. Okay, I hope you get a clearer picture in terms of what is CTO as a service, as well as what you can expect from CTO. And sorry about Bluetooth CTO or someone who playing the roles out there. If you thought I'm trying to actually review what you should do more in your organization, apologize for that. But my job is to be transparency and sharing good tips when it comes to tech. and in the simplified way. Thank you so much, everyone. Once again, please support me, subscribe to my channel, like this video, as well as put a ring so that you get notified whenever I upload new videos, tutorial, as well as go live. Thank you so much, everyone, and hope you have a great weekend. See you again on next Wednesday. Once again, thank you, Ayong, Wai Hong, New Wave, Michelle, Sharon, and everybody out there. Thank you so much. See you again next Wednesday, and stay home, stay safe. Bye bye.